Hello everyone, welcome once again to Investing with a Difference. So today we are going to talk about in this video some of the important aspects about how the DPOS is evolving in EOS and how, as a proxy, as one of the voice in EOS world, how we are trying to make an impact. So this is the announcement which came in from EOS 42. So we have partnered with the Chintai proxy. As you know, EOS 42 is one of the lead member of Chintai activities, and in Chintai has been at their peak. They were like 12 to 14 million EOS were staked with them. Right now they are around 4 million EOS, and we have around 3 million, and many other proxies are actually 1 to 2 million which are partnering with us. So basically what we are doing is we are trying to focus on EOS infrastructure, and what we are doing is we are creating bounties for block producers to come and provide tools. So what we are trying to do is, in this process, that some of the ideas like which are really important for EOS, some of the basic blockchain kind of reliability and things which we need to build, and they may be little too costly to build for block producers to build for free, while they may not be necessarily done by other elements. They have to be done by block producers because some of these things are not something which anybody can build. So these are like basic infrastructure items. So we are going to discuss a little more about it, but the idea here is the critical things which we need to build, and they're unlikely to get developed, and there is no real monetary return for that, and it's not a business case, so that's why they are not getting built. And more importantly, if it is something which is related to network security, we are trying to create a bounty model for block producers that if you do this, we can add you to proxy voting as a reward. So this is mostly a kind of a fair reward without trying to create kind of a WPS, which is worker proposal system, and some additional fund. What we are saying is you will get rewarded by votes by actually implementing this, and this is what we can do as a proxy. And so we have talked to ES42 in detail. We have identified two areas. One is the full history solution. So as many of you have come to us and asked us that what is the reason, like full history solution means you have each and every transaction which is available, which happened on the blockchain, has to be maintained. Because what happens is EOS is a very fast chain. We are having like millions and millions of transactions happening every day, which is not the case for typical blockchain like Bitcoin, Ethereum. But for EOS to store the full history, it's very, very expensive. Not many block producers, even in top 21, are able to do that. Also, it is not that like it's very resource intensive. It takes a lot of resources, like cost of resources, to store it and to run it. And so there is no real benefit for block producers to do it, because, and we saw from Greymass, they are one of the best block producers who are doing it. They have published many articles around it, that why it is important and we need to build it. And they're trying to build a light history node for day-to-day activities while keeping something which is really important, like full history node is definitely needed, and very few block producers are doing it. So we are providing the first bounty for implementing the standard history plugin, which is in the conformance with the definition of a full history node as per the EOS developer portal. Similarly, we are also talking about creating a way to test paid standby block producers. So anybody who is a paid block producer who is not producing and who has never produced, we don't know if we really need to get those block producers to produce at some day because of whatever happens, anything with the top 21, and we need to bring these standbys into play. They have not been tested, and we are trying to offer a bounty for this random rotation of these block producers. And many of you will come back and say, oh, Telos is already doing it, but it's slightly different because based on the discussion we had with some of the experts, the Telos model is not BFT compliant. There are some issues with that to be recognized as the secure model. Of course, I'm not an expert in that. I would defer this discussion. I'm sure this is a very political issue because a lot of people believe in Telos. I myself, I support all the sister chains. But what we are trying to say is that we do not want these rotation to result into changes in the top 21. It should not affect the top 21. It should not change the finality. Finality means that that all the block producer which are producing, they validate a transaction and they make sure that because they are voted in top 21, they are the ones who are finalizing a transaction as irreversible. And so we are asking for a solution which is actually rotating standby block producer for testing while not changing anything in the finality and or any of the security model which EOS has put in place. And this is something which is another bounty. And in this post, we will post a link for this post which EOS42 has done, and I have reviewed this earlier and talked to them deeply about it on how we should do it. So we are going to decide very clear objective metrics, and we will be waiting for proposals. Right now we have quite a few proxies who have come along with us. So Chintai and Investing with the Difference, we have been trying to discuss this, and now as I hear, EOS42 is actually able to reach out to so many more proxies: Colintax Crypto, Freedom Proxy, EOS Vibes, Tokenica, Mario, Aneta, and EOS BP Rating. So quite a few, and I think more and more people are joining. The total votes are 11 million as of today, and of course this keeps increasing or decreasing based on how many people stake and so on. But you need to understand that this 11 million vote can make a difference for many standby block producers to become paid, and in some cases it actually translates into a huge sum of money for them in terms of revenues. So now what we are trying to do is, by using this huge vote, whether if a block producer who is able to make a difference, and we are committing these votes for 1 year, if they do it, we are making sure that that block producer remains voted for at least 1 year duration, and the huge impact, the reward for some of the block producer who are in standby will drive them to do this and take it seriously. So this is our goal. I think this is a very important thing which we wanted to discuss as proxies. I think now it's the next level of DPOS. Like this is proof of stake where we are the stakeholders. We are bringing your voice. If you are proxying with us, we have created a big enough voice that we are able to make huge changes to EOS world. And this is like really powerful, which is the power of DPOS. That's what we wanted to highlight. And as more and more proxies join us in this effort, if this and also even like Chintai will keep getting more stake if the more people are using Chintai. Similarly, many other proxies are interested now, and they are showing interest. If more and more people join us, this will become bigger and bigger, and this is a combined voice of all of you who have been proxying with us, who are actually trying to make a difference. You see how this joint voice can make a difference. So just to give you a perspective, the number one voter, like for example, let me show you actually that how this works. So if you go to the Aloha proxy portal, so if we go to the BPs, the total number of vote is only 108 million for number one block producer. So many of these block producers are actually, even you can be in top 21 by just 83 million votes. So what we are talking about as 11.2 million votes, that is a big chunk. It can make a difference between for example, let's define how many block producers become eligible. So for 83.89, if we subtract 11 million votes, that comes to around 72 million. So what we're talking about is all these 7 block producers from 22 to 28, they can be eligible if they qualify with this metric and they deliver this solution. We can vote for them if you are these proxies, if you are not voting for them, and they can jump into top 21. And this is a huge difference in their earnings for one whole year. It can be like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of benefit for these BPs if they decide to help build these tools. And this is something which is the power of these votes. And as we said, that this is the next level of DPOS, where the token holders can actually go and make an impact without reserving new inflation, without worker proposal funds. All these ideas which have been discussed, I think that is not needed. Just by the power of vote, we are able to implement these changes. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you. Again, as I said, do vote if you're not voting. You and me can make a difference in how EOS evolves, how secure it is, whether we are able to sustain this momentum we are building. Because the basic security, basic infrastructure has to be built one way or other. And by voting to the proxies, or by joining these forces. If you're a big token holder, or even if you're a small token holder, go commit to join these efforts, and raise your voice that you will vote for those block producers who are going to help implement these tools. So thanks once again. Do send us your feedback. Do join our Telegram channel if you like these ideas. If you think that there is something else you would like to propose, do go ahead. While we are waiting for referendums, while we are waiting for big changes to happen, these are the things which we can actually influence without any referendum, without any approvals for 150 million votes or 180 million votes, as we keep talking about, to get to referendum approvals. We can actually make the BPs change their behavior to create a better infrastructure, better security, just by offering to vote for them. Thank you. Bye bye. And as I said, do join our Telegram channel. Do like this video and share further to show people the power of DPOS and how the maturity of this DPOS is evolving. Thank you. Bye bye.